Okay, dear all, we shall move on to the second segment of the topic achievement test, that is achievement test construction. You might have constructed a lot of achievement tests for your students, and here uh, we shall discuss the scientific process behind the test construction. Okay, let us see what are the steps in the construction of achievement test. 1. The planning of the test. 2. The preparation of the design of the test, design for the test. 3. The preparation of the blueprint of the test. 4. Writing of items or questions. Both are same, items and questions are same. Then fifth one is preparation of scoring key or marking scale. Then sixth step is preparation of question wise analysis. Let us explain one by one. Planning of the test. As you all know, for every task we need a good planning. And here the following aspects of the test are to be decided by planning. One is content or subunits of the test. First of all, you have to demarcate the content or the content means the topics, subunits, topic of your test, specific topics of your test. Then second one is objectives of the test. What are the objectives formulated by you before the teaching learning process? It has to be defined before the execution of the test or during the planning of the test, objectives of the test. Then forms of questions. What are the different forms of question? Whether you are intended to include objective type questions, short answer type questions, or essay type questions. That is forms of questions. Then determine maximum time and maximum marks. These are the preliminary details of the achievement test. Content, specific content of the test, objectives of the test. It needs some explanation. Objectives of the test I shall give you. Then forms of questions and determine maximum time and maximum marks. These four aspects has to be decided before during the planning of the test. Then let me explain the objectives of the test a little bit explanatory manner. Objectives of the test is a technical term in the pedagogy. It means the aims of the test, and it has to be scientifically defined in behavioral terms. Behavioral terms means the learning is visualized or the education is visualized in the pedagogical context or in this context as behavioral change. By the educative process or by the learning process, the learner will be able to change his behavior. That is that the changes behavior in different levels. It may be at knowledge level, that means the superficial level, and it may be an understanding level, it may be an application level, it may be an analysis level, it may be a creativity level. The behavioral change may be at different levels, and there is a classification of these behavioral changes or objectives by Dr. Benjamin S. Bloom, and it is known as Bloom's taxonomy of educational objectives. And these educational objectives are the technical terms that the teacher has to access or access the help, access the technical terms in order to define the particular objectives. You may be confused with this concept. Actually, it is the only thing is you have to define the objectives at various hierarchical levels. The hierarchical levels for the time being you remember as knowledge, understanding, application and creativity. Okay, We shall discuss it in detail further. Then while planning, you have to determine what are the knowledge level objectives, what are the understanding level objectives, what are the application level objectives, and what are the creativity level objectives. I have explained these objectives with regard to the topic balanced diet in the first segment of our class. That's it. It's very simple. Okay. Then preparation of design. While planning, during the planning of the test, you have decided the preliminary details of the test. Then preparation of the design of the test, design of the achievement test. The four aspects, namely the objectives, content, type of questions or forms of questions, and difficulty level are the main aspects to be considered while prepare the design of the achievement test. That is weightage to objectives, weightage to content, weightage to type of questions, and weightage to difficulty level. Let us see what is meant by weightage to objectives. See, this indicates what objectives are to be tested and what weightage has to be given to each objective. You have formulated four objectives as explained earlier: knowledge about the balanced diet, understanding about balanced diet, application ability of balanced diet, creativity ability of balanced diet. Suppose these are the four levels of objectives, and the weightage should be decided according to relative importance of the objective or nature of the content. Here the content is balanced diet. You can give importance, give weightage to the knowledge level of balanced diet, understanding level of balanced diet, and the two according to your choice, according to the importance of these objectives, according to you, according to the specific teacher. Okay, see this table. I have depicted the weightages of these four levels like this: knowledge level, understanding or comprehension level, application level, creativity level. And the 25 marks, the total marks of my achievement test is 25, and 25 marks is distributed among these four objectives like this: 4 marks for knowledge level, 7 marks for understanding level, 9 marks for application level, and 5 marks for creativity level. This is the table depicting the weightage to objectives. It depends on the content, the hours of teaching learning experience provided to the learners, the nature of the content, etc. It is totally left to the teacher concerned. She can design, she can give weightage to any level of objective at any manner. And these are the four levels of objective I have designed. These levels may vary. You can take 3 levels only, you can take the last 3 only, you can take last 2 only, or you can add some more levels of objectives here. Anyway, you decide the objectives and give weightage and or distribute the total mark among the objectives set by you individual teachers. Okay. And weightage to content. This indicates the various aspects of the content to be tested and the weightage to be given to these different aspects. Give weightage to different aspects based on the relative importance. This means you demarcated the content of the achievement test. Balanced diet is one among this demarcated content. You can locate another subunits, all the subunits of your content. It may be nutrient value of diet, vitamins of different vitamin distribution of diet, balanced diet, and um, need of a man, a daily diet, need of the minerals or vitamins of a human being. This may be the subunits, and you can distribute the total mark among the subunits. You take the unit of your achievement test. First of all, you demarcate, you select the unit of your achievement test and divide it into certain segments, meaningful subunits, and distribute the total 25 marks among the subunits. This means 8 marks from subunit 1, 7 marks from subunit 1, 10 marks from subunit 3. It is according to the length of the subunit or the content richness of the subunit and the teaching learning hours spent for each subunit and the importance of the subunit. This is weightage to content. Then weightage to type of questions. This indicates the type of questions to be included in the test and the weightage to be given for each type of questions. The type of questions are selected based on whether they are suitable for the objective and content to be tested. Then the time needed for answering the questions, level of difficulty and nature of content are the other factors that determine weightage given to each form of questions. Got it? There are many factors to be considered while selecting the type of questions. Mainly the questions are divided into 3: multiple choice or objective type, short answer type, and essay type questions. We can include short answer type questions, essay type questions, objective type questions in your test according to with respect to these aspects. One is whether the suitability of the objectives to be assessed, the time needed for answering it, then the nature of the content. These are some of the factors to be considered while framing the type of questions. Then see this table. I have included 3 types of questions. One is objective type, short answer and essay, and 10 marks for objective type questions. 1 into 10 means 10 questions each carry 1 marks. 1 marks objective type, I have included 10 questions and totally 10 marks. And short answer 3 marks and 3 questions, it is 9 marks. An essay type question, 1 question and 6 marks. It is left to you, left to individual teachers. She can include 5 objective type, 20 objective type, 10 objective type, and the marks may be half mark, 1 mark, 2 marks anyway. Short answer type also, you can include 1 to 3 marks question and 2 4 marks questions. And there is no limit for this number of questions and a number of marks. It is relative. Short answer and essay type are relative. And the thing is, you can decide what all types of questions you are intended to include in this test, and how is the distribution of marks. Then weightage to difficulty level. This indicates the total marks and weightage to be given to different levels of questions. One of the main characteristics of a good test is that it discriminates high performers, low performers and average performers within a group. Is it? Discriminating power of the item. Discriminating power of the achievement test means the test can discriminate the low achievers and high achievers, or After analyzing the achievement test, we can classify the learners into average learners, gifted learners or intelligent learners, poor learners, etc. Then for this we have to include different levels of questions with respect to the difficulty. Teachers should give appropriate weightage to easy, average and difficult questions. See this table. I have included easy questions, average questions and difficult questions in this manner. Out of 25 marks, 15 marks for average questions because the average students are more in a class, and 5 marks for easy questions because below average students are around 20% in the classroom. And difficult questions also I have given 5 marks because nearly 25 students of my group is above average students. And this classification or this distribution depends on the type of learners in your class. The more learners are average students, you need to include more questions at average level, or majority of your students are below average students, you need to include more easy questions, and majority are above average students, you need to include more difficult questions. And this anyway decide the number of questions or the weightage to difficulty level according to the learners of your under your custody or in your classroom. Okay, these are the 4 aspects of design of a test. What are they? The content, objectives, form of questions and difficulty level. You have prepared, you have outlined the weightages given to these 4 aspects in a detailed manner while constructing the design of the test. The next step is preparation of blueprint. Based on these things, this design, you have to prepare a blueprint. A blueprint means it is a 3-dimensional chart. You might have familiar with a blueprint of a house, like your home, your house. Blueprint means a detailed plan. Everything is every aspect of the plan is depicted in blueprint. Like that, in a blueprint, every aspect of the achievement test is depicted in the blueprint. It is a 3-dimensional chart indicating the distribution of questions objective wise, content wise and form wise. We have discussed 4 aspects in the design, but we are including only 3 aspects in the blueprint. The difficulty level of the item is excluded from this blueprint. The distribution of questions objective wise, that means you have prepared a table depicting the weightage to different objectives. According to that weightage, you need to prepare the questions, and it is depicted in the blueprint. And it provides the teacher a framework of the test. The blueprint gives a framework of the test. It indicates the broad limits within which the teacher should construct the test. It gives a broad limits. We have designed, we have prepared a design. We have to constrain. We have to be within this design while preparing the blueprint or while constructing the achievement test. Let us see the table. This is the blueprint table. It is a 3-dimensional chart. The dimensions are objectives in rows. Objectives on right side: knowledge, understanding, application and creativity. And the content downwards. The subunit 1, subunit 2, subunit 3. And the forms of questions. O means OSC, under knowledge OSCE, and under understanding also OSE, and it repeats. O means objective type, S means short answer type, E means essay type questions. Like that, under each objective, 3 types of questions are designed. And the table, the table, the table is a 3-dimensional table. And each box in this table depicts 3 dimensions. 2, 2. First box is 2, 2. In the bracket 2 and within the bracket 2. So alignment is not correct. 2, 2 means 2 objective type questions. And total mark is 2. 2 objective type questions from subunit 1 under the objective knowledge. Means we are prepared. The test, the teacher wishes to prepare 2 objective type questions from subunit in order to measure the knowledge objective. Got it? The second box 2, 1, it comes under S, that means short answer type item. 2, 1 means within the bracket number of questions and outside the bracket total marks. 2, 1 means 1 question carrying 2 marks, and the form of question is short answer, and it is used to measure the knowledge objective, and it is from subunit 1. And like this, the entries in each box has 3 dimensions: objective, content, and form of questions. Like this, according to the design, you can fill all the boxes, then needed boxes, not all, needed boxes. From subunit, how many marks? From subunit 2, how many marks? It is to be depicted in the right end column. Total marks subunit wise total marks, and objective wise total marks is to be depicted in the respective columns. And this blueprint gives a detailed arrangement, detailed description of the questions to be included in the achievement test. The teacher can plan, teacher can enter the question details in the relevant boxes in the blueprint. This is the blueprint. Then after preparing the blueprint, you will get a clear idea about what all questions are from subunit 1, under which objective, and under in which form of questions, and what all questions are from subunit 2, under which objective, and what are the types of questions. Like this, you enter all the relevant boxes. Okay, this is the blueprint. Then next step is writing of items. You can prepare a number of question papers based on one blueprint. You have prepared a design. Based on the design, you have prepared a blueprint, and according to the blueprint, you can write the items. While writing the items, the teacher should keep in mind all the requirements and aspects mentioned in the blueprint. All the aspects has to be considered while preparing the item. Blueprint gives clear idea about number of questions to be written in each topic, their forms, difficulty level, and the objectives. Arrange the written items preferably in the order of the difficulty. Teachers should be careful that the answers to one question are not suggested in the body of another question. The question should be very clearly defined, no overlapping should be there. The question should be written in a simple, clear, and unambiguous language. The question should be very simple. Avoid writing questions the negative in the negative, as this might mislead students into answering the questions incorrectly. Avoid the negative questions or double meaning words, etc., because the students are there to evaluate the teacher while preparing the questions. Okay, these are the this is the step writing of items. For items or questions, questions are called items. Technical term is item. But you prepare the items according to the blueprint. The next step is preparation of scoring key. Scoring key is for evaluating the answer scripts. To maintain objectivity, scoring should be based on pre-designed scheme of evaluation. For objective type questions, answers are in one word, letter or symbol. Such items can be evaluated using a scoring key. You may be familiar with the term scoring key. Scoring key. Okay, prepare the scoring key for objective type items and preparation of marking scheme in order to make the evaluation process of short objective, the essay type questions effective and objective. The marking scheme should be prepared carefully. You have learned that in the previous class the qualities of an achievement test. Among it, objectivity is a quality. That means objectivity in interpreting the questions, also objectivity in the scoring procedure. If an answer script scored by two teachers, the answer should be the same or similar. It is not possible to have a wide disparity between the two marks of the same student. That is objectivity. If it differs largely from the first evaluator, it means that there occurs a subjectivity in the scoring procedure or subjectivity in the interpretation of the answer. The value points for responses are graded and the marks allowed to each value point is indicated. Adding a set of instructions at the end of the marking scheme will help to avoid subjectivity in scoring. The marking scheme means you take one question, first short answer or essay type question. For objective type question, scoring key is enough. For short answer and essay type questions, what is meant by short answer and essay type questions is that it includes more value points. Short answer type question may include 2 or 3 value points. Essay type questions may include more than 4 value points or nearly 5 or 6 value points. You analyze the value points of the questions. You find out the value points of each question and distribute the marks of the question among these value points. If the question has got 6 marks and there are 4 value points for this question, suppose, and these 6 marks can be distributed among the 4 value points according to its relative importance. That last 2 value points are important. For example, among the 4 value points, suppose the last 2 value points are more important than the previous one, you can give more marks to the last value points. The distribution may be 1, 1, 2, 2. Total marks 6 marks. It depends on the relative importance of the value points. Like that, you take the questions one by one and prepare the value points and distribute the question wise marks among these value points. This is called the scheme of evaluation or the marking scheme. Okay, then the last step is question wise analysis. It is the very name indicates that it is the analysis of the questions one by one. Question wise analysis. What we are analyzing? We are analyzing all the aspects of the questions that we have considered while preparing the items. Okay, to avoid all loopholes, it is best to prepare a table listing out all details relevant to each question in the test. For this, the teacher should analyze each question in terms of objectives, content, estimated time, difficulty level, and other specifications that we have considered while planning, designing, and preparing the blueprint. It is helpful to check whether all aspects are covered and a blueprint is followed. If mistake is noticed, it can be rectified at this stage. And question wise analysis is a rechecking or re-evaluating of the questions prepared with respect to the aspects, the design and the blueprint of the test. Okay, this is the 6 stages of achievement test construction. After the question wise analysis, you can make necessary modifications in the questions and make amendments in the question paper, and it is ready for printing. Give it for printing or administer the achievement test or execute your test at your own for your students. Thank you.